So today I'm going to be talking about an Imperial Affliction and The Price of Dawn, neither of which exist. Question raised a little while ago about comparing The Fault in Our Stars with an Imperial Affliction. It seems odd to be comparing The Fault in Our Stars with an Imperial Affliction. Not only is the latter a fictional book, but it's actually a fictional book inside a fiction book. So if there's any comparing that needs to be done, I feel that it should be between the two fictional books inside The Fault in Our Stars. One being the Imperial Affliction and the other being The Price of Dawn. So an Imperial Affliction seems to me to be very sort of Melvillian. And I mean that in a good way. I mean that in a Dan sort of way and not a Sarah sort of way. Yeah, whereas the Price of Dawn, I mean, for goodness sake, it's based on a video game and the characters within it go on forever. It doesn't end with those just two different sort of books. It kind of goes a bit deeper than that. So the protagonist, Max Mayhem, which you may have guessed is the protagonist in The Price of Dawn, and not Imperial Affliction. But even when Max is riddled with, I don't know what it was, 17 gunshot wounds, and somehow he lives, he's the sort of character that wants to live a noble life, and he's brave and he's courageous and he gets the mission done, and his life has meaning and purpose. And if his life doesn't have meaning and purpose, then he sure thinks that his death is going to make a difference. And that basically reflects Gus's perspective on his cancer. We get that feeling of where he's coming from his choice of book. But there's no nobility in the Imperial Affliction. Anna is just destined to die, and of no real significance or importance. There's no grandness in that. It's just death. No, there is no heroism in the death by cancer, as Gus sort of talks about in the book. Hazel just loves this Imperial Affliction, and yes, Gus gets into it as well, but I think it's hers, and it's a gift to him. It's her perspective on her cancer is reflected in what's going on in this book. Okay, and the fact that she is desperate to know what happens after the death of the character in the book. She wants to know what happens to her family after she's gone, and I think we get that insight into her perspective from her choice of book. So the juxtaposition of these two imaginary literary works really, it's just an author's tool. It's a plot dynamic. It's an opportunity to identify a little bit more deeply both with Gus and with Hazel Grace, and their choice in their reading material. It does actually speak volumes to us with regard to their outlook on life.